What up? Rocks at the throne, I'm gonna reach out and touch you. I ain't gotta spend no money on your dome. You stay, folks. Yeah. Hi, we're gonna start this off right today. We're gonna update everybody what's going on with me. I know, sweetheart. I'm gonna be throwing my ball to my dog too, cause her life's about to change. So after, cause thinking about it for a couple days, it's like there's a perfect opportunity for me to do something I've always wanted to do, and travel the unknown, or like just travel around the country and see the sites that follow the paranormal, I would do, or the conspiracy theory side of things. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna definitely, I'm selling off some things. I'm starting to put it all in place. I gotta sell my boat and shit like that, because I can't really travel the country with 2 dogs in a boat. But I am definitely going to start this journey, because I'm gonna actually start it off in, so I know I'm going to either Grand Canyon or Utah first, or New Mexico style. So basically, I'm going to the paranormal sites first, like alien encounters, Skinwalker Ranch area, the Navajo village, or the side of the Grand Canyon versus the South Peak or the north. The north is closed right now, but this is and then I'm going about some Midwest, Ozarks. I come back to Texas, do the Big Bend area, but I also I plan. All right, so I'm gonna do a month in each location, in different spots. I'm gonna get an extended stay hotel for the month where I'm at. Some nights I'm gonna camp, some nights I'm not. Because I want to have a spot for my dogs with the AC, everything like that, so they're still taken care of. But I definitely want to travel to be where I could be off grid, kind of because I'm still gonna do run a couple other YouTube channels or whatever, doing some other things, exposing some things, and I'm not gonna stop doing that because I have to, but at the same time, I have to find a fine medium, because it's starting to affect my mental state with everything going on, and so and I have to, so to say, have a little bit of peace, if that makes any sense. And the only way that I think I could do that is if I go travel and do the things that I've never, I've always, talked about doing, or at least to close people in my circle, to be man, it'd be cool to just be able to just pick up and go and do this stuff. So I'm gonna. Why not? I don't have a whole lot, but I got enough to start. So, and why not document it? What cooler? That's what YouTube's always been about to me, is people documenting their experiences, or sharing their experiences, and I find it is, if it'll be cool. I don't know. Some people might not. Some people do. Some people like sharing their lives. Some people don't. I was always a quiet guy. Not quiet. Let me rephrase that. What I did in life was, it was let's not. I played the behind the scenes part of things, but I'm a shaker. I get shit done. So we're gonna start off and go. So getting rid of everything right now. Everything's going up for sale. I'm talking cheap shit. I'm selling chainsaws. I'm selling my weed eaters. All my boat, my TV, shit like that. And we're basically just gonna get a couple grand off of everything. Maybe hopefully get about $3,000 to $5,000 off some little stuff, and instead of buying an RV yet, because it's those. That's the goal, is to get into a drivable RV that's I could do this on. But for the first, we're just gonna take it step by step. and you know, you can talk about things or you can pull the plug and do things. So I'm gonna pull the plug and do it. You don't know this yet. I think they'll like traveling. I mean, I got a 13-year-old, 12, about to be 13-year-old pup. She's traveled her whole life with me. And I got a 3-year-old. So we're about to, you know, they'll be with me on all the, you know, journeys. They'll get to see the world. They'll get to go with me hiking through the canyons. They'll get to go through, you know, we're going to do all that. So if you want to be a part of the journey, you know, click and sub and like and share, and, you know, hopefully people throughout the whole trip, you know, I can meet people along the way that are, you know, that know a lot about it, you know, like the locals that nobody ever really does, and hopefully they don't mind being on, you know, film or whatever and talking about it and being about it. I mean, like that, I think this is that, and I just want to showcase how like the people are, like, I mean, like, and like the stuff that, you know, we don't really see, we don't get to see, we don't, you know, nobody ever really goes and documents on the aspect of like camping out and, you know, catching things. So hopefully, you know, I can maybe capture some things that, you know, because I really want to see things. I mean, and I know if you're around big cities and things, stuff like that, I mean, the city lights dim things to where you can't see the skies a lot, you can't see the stars, and I mean, I want to go Bryce Canyon. I want to go, you know, all the way up. Like, I mean, I want to do like all of them, like starting. I mean, but I also want to do it strategically correctly, like throughout the year, timing it wise. You know, I don't want to be visiting Utah whenever there's, you know, 2.5 feet of snow on the ground. You know, that that's gonna. I mean, I can, but that's, you know, that's if I'm testing product and I just want to be miserable. I ain't trying to be miserable throughout this. But I am, you know, I will showcase certain things, and I'll be trying different things like, you know, equipment and stuff like that. You know, not sponsored or anything, but like it's also going to be like, you know, what works the best for like for the certain things. I've got 2 survival kits that I'm actually I'm buying one from Walmart just to see, and then I'm going to get another one from like Academy or, you know, I thought about Cabela's because Cabela's pretty much nationwide. I don't know if Academy actually is. But I can always, you know, order it and have it mailed to me. But like first aid kits, like they're basically what they call their survival kit, like their week-long period. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that on all the hikes and that I go on and everything like that, the day or 2 days, little journeys that I'll take, because I mean, I'm gonna be close enough to civilization basically, but I'm also not gonna be running back and forth. I'm either gonna, you know, set out and basically go out to camp a couple of days, and bring, you know, basically like head out like midday one day, go get my location set up, get, you know, my supply set up and things like that. But I mean, you know, and I'll probably the following morning, you know, spend the night out there or whatever. The following morning I'll probably have to run into town and go get ice and things like that just to keep my stuff, just so that way I can, or, you know, you never know. Like, I mean, y'all get to experience this whole thing with me. So that's the next journey and that's the next phase. So I think I'm going to title it the Pups and Me, or I don't know. Like, I mean, this is going to be a different journey. So, but we are definitely going to do the paranormal sites where, you know, I want to do, like, I mean, I'm really, really tempted to cover the history of America, or like the history of how, like, the conspiracy theorist history of how, like, America is the original, like, origin point from humankind, because how, like, they say the river that fed all life for, you know, well, like the Mississippi would do that, like, and things like that. So, like, we're gonna go down all these little rabbit holes, but we're also gonna go to the facilities and, like, things like that. Like, I doubt highly that I can get into the underground facility, like, under the airport in fucking Colorado. But how cool would that be? You know, and, like, I'm going to go out to Roswell for, you know, and fucking, I'm going to spend a month out there you know, and hopefully there's some, you know, off the beaten trails or some things that like most people don't really get to see that I can find that, you know, an experience. I mean, I'm gonna have 2 different devices on me. I might get some GoPros. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just starting out. This is you know, throughout the times I'll be able to, you know, like afford more things. I got to try to kind of budget it right to start it off, because it is, you know, traveling, and you know, things ain't cheap in America right now. So this is like one of the worst times to try to actually do this for the cost of things, especially just, I mean, fuel alone. I mean, it's went up $1 in the last 2 weeks here, per gallon. So, you know, but the good part is I don't have a big old truck no more, and I got a little 4-cylinder that'll get 300 miles to the tank, and that's enough to do what I'm gonna be doing. So document things now from, you know, like the budgeting of the food, what we're eating, if I can catch some things like river, you know, like, I mean, there will be times that where I can be able to fish and do things like that, and it's crazy because each place that I'm gonna have to go differently is I'm gonna have to get a part, you know, like a fishing or a hunting license or whatever, and because, you know, I mean, there's some, you know, like, there'll be times that we're like, if I can shoot something while I'm out there, whatever, we're gonna showcase what it's like living off the land too, and also being able to do it without certain things. I mean, you got to be able to know how to do things. You got to be able to know how to, you know, make it 2 or 3 days without, you know, like I said, taking those trips to the store to go get ice and things like that. I mean, we'll do like the real deal too. You know, but I do have, like I said, I do have 2 older dogs, or 1 older dog, 1 younger one, and so I'll always have a, you know, just so that way it's right off the rip. You know, it ain't like I'm gonna be living off grid or off on the land, and you know, like solely surviving like that. I'm at each location that I go to, I'm gonna have a month extended stay hotel. I'm basically getting things down to where I have like 4 bags of stuff. You know, a bag of nice clothes with, you know, a bag of golfing clothes, to go with the nice ones, and then, you know, like my winter bag with jackets and pullovers and pants, and have a regular bag, like a summer bag, which is shorts, throwaway tees, basically. You know, socks, drawers, things like that, and then have your, you know, the sweats and basketball short bag, like your comfort clothing. Have those 4 different bags that like I can fit perfectly in the car, to where like it doesn't impede both dogs being in the back, laid down. You know, be able to forever or whatever the journey is, you know, for the road trip, and to where they're comfortable, and it's all going to be like, I think it's going to be it's either going to be a great thing, or I'm going to struggle throughout this. And like, I mean, I'm not doing it to do a YouTube channel. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because like I want to do it, and I've always wanted to. And I don't think I am going to struggle with it. I don't think it's going to be that hard. Like, I mean, that's what I'm going to do, help with the extended stay, because like we'll have a kitchenette, things like that. I can still go to the grocery store, get the shit that I need. You know, like the bare minimum to be able to get by for monthly food wise and things like that. So it's not like I'm going to be, you know, homeless, or, you know, well, technically I guess I would be, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, technically I guess, you know, technicalities would be, I am going to be homeless, but I'm not going to be homeless. Like, this is by choice, and just until I can afford to be able to get the RV and things like that, because, you know, I'm gonna get it. Like, I have a few I got about $1,000 that I gotta invest to be able to do this, and that's not including like the first month of the extended stay and things like that. And hopefully, you know, I can get some decent comps or whatever. You know, at least being prior military, I can at least get some kind of discount in it, to where I'm not, you know, where I've only got to put like, you know, maybe spend a tops like $1,500. You know, way tops, but. Say I'm trying to stay around the $1,000 to $1,200 range, to be able to have a monthly, you know, AC, heat, you know, comfortable bed, out of the weather, things like that if I need to. But at the same time, like, you know, if I can find cheaper ones, and I can only spend, and I only got to spend like under $1,000 to be able to do it, then I'd be able to explore more places. Because I don't have an endless budget, none of that shit. It's just me. So, I get, and the reason why I'm doing this is basically because I have a tendency to ruin some relationships that I end up with, like whether it be family, whether it be fucking, like women, and my mouth, like my drinking and things like that. Like I mean, when I drink, or when I get drunk, it's either I'm gonna be a fucking happy-go-lucky, sweetest guy in the world, or I'm gonna fucking be a prick, and I'm gonna tell you fucking things that fucking I shouldn't tell you. I mean, I'm not a violent drunk, no bullshit like that, but it's like I can be mean with my words. And so I'm going to take this as like a journey to find myself. Like to find my mental space that like I don't hurt people that mean nothing but good for me. Like that want nothing but the best for me. That, I get pissed off, and sometimes because they are the ones that are in my circle that I talk to, sometimes they catch stuff like attitude and my things being taken out on them that should never be taken out on them. And that's a flaw that I have as a person, and I know that about me, and I own that, and it doesn't make it good that I own it. Doesn't make it good, but it's reality. That's I know that about myself, and I'm not going to deny that about myself. I'm not going to, we all got stuff that we have to work on as people. So it is what it is, and it ain't what it could be on that aspect. But at least you have to acknowledge it yourself, and you can't deny to yourself the truths. But anyway, we're gonna get off that. But that's another reason why I am doing it, just because it's. I think this will be a good journey, mentally, physically. It'll help me stay in shape, doing hikings and visiting all these different places, and just getting out of my own head, kind of. I get that. I go through spouts of depression where like I don't want to leave the house, where all I do is sleep. And then I go through euphoric moments where I'm at my all-time high, where there's nothing in the world that can bother me. So it's finding that median, and finding like the purpose, and I think this is what it is. Like, I think this will help me. And so we're going to go on that little journey. And hopefully you tune in, like, comment, subscribe, share, fucking do all that good stuff that helps, build a community of conspiracy theorists that want me to go check out different locations, even the ones that I don't know about. Like that's another good thing about why I'm documenting it, why I'm doing the YouTube part of it, is because I know there's plenty of places that I've never heard of. Yeah, that's my cigarette butt filter flower. What? Oh, look at there. But I'm gonna that's the goal behind things. And I broke my thumb yesterday. So, no problem. I'm gonna have to load up a little bit on this before I start my journey, just so that way I got something to start. You don't know how some places are. A lot of states it's legal, you can just go buy it. A lot of states it's still not. But, stay in a month somewhere, I'll be able to find it. Regardless, that's why I say I have enough to start with. And I think that it'll be a fun journey. It really will. Well, let's see. We'll go ahead and get this posted. We'll go live for a little bit.